Now, the amount of messages that I get from people asking me about how to source profitable products is crazy. It's something which, on one side of things, I sort of understand. On the other side of things, I completely don't understand because I feel like now with the way Instagram is, TikTok, YouTube, everyone's all about finding profitable products, finding profitable products, and finding profitable products. It's like become sort of like a keyword or like a key phrase, right? Where people think if they master sourcing methods on finding profitable products, they'll be fine. Now, something which I've got to make very, very clear is that sourcing profitable products is basically pointless when it comes to Amazon FBA wholesale. Okay, and sourcing methods are basically pointless if you don't have everything else or don't have knowledge involved, or you don't have the knowledge in regards to everything else involved in the business. Now, what I mean by that is I can show you sourcing methods. I can show you how to find profitable products. I can show you how to find suppliers which will make you money on Amazon. However, if you do not understand how to get these accounts open with brands, if you do not understand how to get these accounts open with suppliers, with your wholesalers, with your distributors, these sourcing methods are pointless. At the same time, you need to be able to overcome objection, overcome rejection. So every time you go through to a supplier as a result of said sourcing methods, or get through to a brand as a result of said sourcing methods, you know how to get these accounts open. You know how to overcome rejection. You know what to say when they say, oh, sorry, we don't supply Amazon sellers. Okay, you know how to actually offer them value. Okay, so now this is very, very important, right? And that's just the first step or first level of things, right? Because you've got to also understand, once you've got that account open and you have a look at that pricing, you've got to have the ability to negotiate with these guys, okay, and actually know how to handle these negotiations. You need to know what these suppliers, what these brands want, how you can offer them value, and how they will offer you value in return in regards to price point maneuverability and stock offering. Okay, so now it's like I can show you, like right now, I could like pan this over to a screen recording and show you me, or I could show you sourcing methods, right? Keep a product finder, your other softwares. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of them. Yeah, I can show you sourcing methods and how to find supplies that other people won't find. Obviously, you've got your trade shows, but there's much more which I show people and which I do. And that's all good and well. But if you don't know how to overcome objection, get these accounts open, negotiate, value add, it's going to be pointless. Okay. At the same time, I understand where this sort of stigma has come from, as like, if I know how to source for wholesale, I'll be fine. But there's so much more to the business than that, right? So even when years ago I used to help people on a sourcing level, I would always speak to them and ensure that they understand the market they was in, or they are in, if they're still doing it. And that's another thing which is very, very important. You've got to understand the market you're in, what you're operating inside, what your business revolves around, what your company ethos is. All that stuff is so vital and equally as important as your sourcing methods, arguably even more important, because if you don't know what market you're operating in, if you don't know essentially what your business does, what it revolves around, because you've got to understand, you're doing wholesale. We're not just buying and selling stock, right? You're not just going to ring a supplier and say, hi, I want to buy this, give me an account. No, that's not going to work. You have to understand exactly what it is that your business does in order to go into these negotiations, in order to do business with these, do these B2B transactions essentially. So you've got to understand the full picture. Okay, now that's very, very important. And that is why every time I receive a message from someone saying, I'll pay you X amount to learn your sourcing methods, I'm like, well, no, I don't really need your money, if I'm being honest. For me, what's priority for me is the people I work with, they get the results which they want, right? And if I take £1,000 off you, right, or 1,500 quid to send you a document of sourcing methods, yes, you'll probably find a couple of winners, right? But you're not going to get what you want. The reason why people start wholesale is to build a consistent, long-term income, right? And that cannot be done with just sourcing methods alone. You need the full package, okay? So I hope that cleared up things as to why sourcing methods alone are going to not bring you the consistency, the longevity that you want. Because yes, it'll put you in front of suppliers and products. However, it's not going to actually get you the products and prices which you want consistently over the long term. Okay, so like I said, I hope that cleared things up, and I hope that made you realize that essentially, in order to hit your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6K profit months consistently every single month, it's not just going to be a case of I can use said sourcing methods and get these products. No, it's I can use said sourcing I can use said sourcing methods, locate said accounts, handle objections in said ways, negotiate with these companies, offer value to these companies, place these orders, renegotiate, replenish, maintain long-term relationships, see how you can add to the SKU counts which you buy from them, see if they can source in stock for you, see if they can negotiate even further for you if you do said things which offer them even more value. Okay, now all these things I cover in my mentorship program. Now, this is a program which you do have to apply for, because obviously it's not just the education which you're getting in this program. It's the best education you'll find elsewhere, and I'll put money on that, right? You're not going to find a better educational program. At the same time, we have in-person networking events, private dinners, all that's included with the cost of the program, okay? It's the best program in the UK. If you want to build and scale an Amazon wholesale business, jump on board or even message me, right? Or leave a comment down below and I'll send you a list of paragraphs and paragraphs of testimonials, student results, and literally interviews with our students saying how it's the best thing they've ever done, and they've done many programs before. Okay, so if you do actually want to build, grow and scale your Amazon wholesale business, your Amazon business in general, because to be fair, the information in this program can help you scale even your OA business. Like we've had people who do OA who have literally massively increased their OA profitability as a result of literally the wholesale information I'm giving them, because like the information is insane. Obviously, it's the information I've accumulated over the last 5 years, right? But like I was saying, if you are interested in applying, because we don't take everyone on, we've got to protect our community, right? We only want like-minded individuals on board. If you're interested in applying for that, I'll put a link down below in the description so you can book in a Zoom video call. Obviously, we want to meet you before you jump on board. Book in a Zoom video call with either myself or my colleague Jack, who will be sure to look after you and make sure you're a good fit for the program. Now, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, like, any questions, comment. For more videos, subscribe. That's a pretty cool outro, to be fair. I should probably keep that, but yeah, subscribe.